Ladies and gentlemen, the Vodkast proudly brings to you its host with an appetite for destruction, Geycen.
Sex pigeon. Greetings and welcome back to another Pepsi-tastic episode of the Vodkast. I'm your host as always, Jason Oliveira. With us today is the exclusive from Little Caesars. It is the Pineapple Pepsi, and I have been dying to try this. The 17th was when it was released. Totally forgot about it. Was driving by Little Caesars the other day and said, we're going to have to stop. While I was there, I also picked up their $10 deep dish pizza, and guess what? It sucks. I remember you used to be able to go to Little Caesars. You could get fresh and ready pepperoni, fresh and ready cheese, $5, in and out. You were gone. You were good to go. Now, of course, with inflation, everything's gone up in price. I understand that. But the quality has gone way downhill, at least for their deep dish. Now, I'm not saying that their regular pizza's gone downhill. I haven't had a Little Caesars regular pizza in, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. It used to be that party pizza, the one where you could go and get 14 pizzas and bring it, and you're still only spending about $50-$60, which back in the day was a good deal. But now with this $10, $7.99 minimum hot and ready pizza, things are getting a little expensive. But I had to try out the Pineapple Pepsi before it wasn't available anymore. So I swung by there the other day. The guy said, oh, we're all out of them. Sorry, I'd already placed my order. And I was like, oh, you're not out of them. I know. And he went in the back and he found them. And he brought out 4 cold ones. These are huge cans, massive. I'm very much looking forward to this. Pineapple Pepsi. Now, Pepsi has done a lot of weird different flavors. They've done cherry. They've even done one that was flavored like a rock. Isn't that crazy? Rock-flavored Pepsi. Anywho, this is pineapple. I don't think Coke has ever done anything like this, as far as I know. Of course, they've done vanilla. They've done cherry. They've done cherry vanilla. There's been a lot of different variations of soda over the year. If I sat here and explained to you every flavor that Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, you name it, there's going to be thousands and thousands of flavors. But when it comes to staples, I consider it like cherry, orange, lime, pineapple, grape, and apple. Maybe there's another flavor in there. I don't know. Blueberry could probably slide right in there too. But nonetheless, I'm very much looking forward to this. So without further ado, let's bust into it and see if this Pepsi Pineapple lives up to the limited edition quality that it has been labeled. Here we go. That sweet fizz. Ooh, down the hatch. All right, first impression, there's no pineapple that I can taste. However, I just woke up and my palate's probably a little dim from sleeping all night. So let's give it another whirl and see if I can pick up on that pineapple. It's hiding in there. It's definitely a fruity flavor combined with the flavor of Pepsi. Now, here's something you guys may or may not know about me. No, it's not sugar this time.
I will bathe in the blood of the Vodkast.
Now, I understand I'm here to do a Pepsi review and not a Coke review, but the problem is that I've always been a Coke guy. I've had no problem with Pepsi. It's not a bad soda whatsoever. I mean, if you're going for a cola, there's really 2 staples, unless you're going to go with an RC or a store brand. But Coke and Pepsi have been the kings of the colas for many, many years now. Unfortunately for Pepsi, I have always preferred Coke. The carbonation is a little bit softer in Coke. The bubbles are a little bit smaller. This is always a little bit brighter, harsher to me for some reason, and that's why I've always leaned in the Coke direction. And if you're going to get a Coke, you should go to McDonald's. McDonald's has their own formula, or they use some weird carbonation process that's a little bit different than when you get it in a bottle, a can, or any other store that you get it out of the fountain. Trust me, if you're going to consume sugar, or high fructose corn syrup in this case, then I would go with a McDonald's Coke. This, on the other hand, it does bring something new to the table. There's a sense of a tropical flavor in with the Pepsi. I am not getting pineapple. I love pineapple, so I would definitely pick up on pineapple. I'm going to give Pepsi one more shot here and just see if it's hidden somewhere in there, and maybe it takes a third sip to get to it. It's faint. I'll give them credit. It's there. It's not like it's absent from there. It's definitely present. It's just not. I would have preferred more pineapple than Pepsi. Like, it shouldn't have been a 50-50. I feel like Pepsi should have been an afterthought. This is something really unique and different, and they're trying to get people to go to Little Caesars to get it because it's an exclusive. You can only get it there. I'm sure it's going to end up on the shelves of Walmart, Kroger, Food Lion, Shaw's, Stop and Shop in a matter of months. But right now, you can only get it at Little Caesars. Here's a funny Little Caesar story. Have you ever watched Home Alone? There's a pizza delivery guy that comes up to deliver Kevin his pizza that he's ordered. He's home alone. And the delivery is coming from Little Nero's. Now, I don't know how many of you know who Nero was, but Nero used to torture and persecute Christians. He'd put them in the arena with lions and gladiators, beat the shit out of them, torture them. And so I always found that weird. Now, I've always wondered who wrote that into Home Alone. Like, is there actually a Little Nero's, or is that was Satan the one that wrote Home Alone? I don't know. So you find yourself craving pizza, you're low on cash, you're like, I'll go to Little Caesars. Hey, should I try this? Yeah, give it a whirl. I'd get one. These things aren't cheap either. I think they were like $2 each. The 4 cans that I got for me, 2 of my sons, and my wife were almost as much as it was for the pizza. So if you want to hold off until it actually hits the shelves, which, like I said, I'm pretty sure it will eventually, then go for it. But if you find yourself at Little Caesars with the need to quench your thirst, then this is not a bad choice. It's interesting, and it probably would go really well with pizza. Well, now I suppose we have to give them the score now, don't we? I'm going to give it a 6.5. It's worth a shot. If you're going to Little Caesars, pick one up, try it, see what you think. Let me know in the comments below. However, I would say just avoid it. It's just not that great. Like, if there was a single bottle somewhere and you wanted to try it, great. Would I buy a 6-pack, a 12-pack? Absolutely not. It's just Pepsi with a little bit of splash of pineapple. Like, I expected a huge blast of pineapple in my mouth, and all I got was a little dim little squirt with a whole bunch of Pepsi. Now, I don't hate Pepsi, but it's just not my favorite. It's not my go-to, and I would never go out of my way to order a Pepsi if I was at a restaurant. It's just not for me. Now I've got to go feed the sex pigeon. But if you guys have enjoyed the content I'm creating as much as I love creating the content that you guys are watching, you should consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and hit that little bell icon because it'll let you know every time I put out a new video. Don't forget to make somebody smile today, and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today, tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier and wackier together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who cannot take care of themselves, for they are the ones that need it the most. And if no one has told you today that they love you, the Vodkast loves you very much just the way you are. All right, guys, I'm Geycen Oliveira. This is the Vodkast, and I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road. Take care, everybody.